Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be recapping the month of January. We are doing something a little different in this video. My end of the month budget recaps, to me, were getting to be a little redundant and they weren't really like filling a need of mine. So for which case I have brainstormed and I figured a much better way that I would like to deliver these videos. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about our income, budgeted and actual, our expenses, budgeted and actual, and we are going to be talking about some money moves and some money mishaps. So on Instagram for the entire month of January, I shared our daily money moves. I also was sharing our mishaps. So I have pulled over these 10 most impactful money moves that we made in January, as well as the 10 most impactful money mishaps that took place in January. So let's go ahead and hop into today's video. So we projected that we were gonna bring in $10,000 or really like pay ourselves $10,000, but we ended up bringing in a little bit more. We ended up bringing in $10,157, which is a difference of $157. And that's pretty much due to some bonuses that I got, which we will be talking about when we get to the money moves. So we did a little bit more than we expected for income. Now for expenses, for our regular monthly expenses, basically our bills and food and dates and those types of things, we budgeted that we were going to spend $4,718.60, and we actually ended up spending $5,234.94, which is a difference of $516.34. So technically for our regular like bills slash expenses, we technically overspent, but here's the thing. So what we're talking about here is everything on this list for bills slash expenses outside of the car maintenance and the retirement. So that's where the $4,700 number comes from. Now, the reason why I am like separating those is because the retirement, technically this is like additional retirement for us to be trying to retire early because we've joined the FIRE movement. This number could be tweaked. We can tweak it at any moment if we want to. We could have decided to, not contribute as much. And same thing for the car maintenance. We just kind of budgeted everything that we had left remaining for the car maintenance category. And that was getting our third vehicle repaired, which we technically really didn't have to do. All of that to say, the retirement and the car maintenance weren't like, like regular bills slash expenses that we absolutely needed to live off of. And they were just super fluid as opposed to the rest of them, which aren't as fluid. So with that being said, we had some wiggle room with the $5,200. What ended up happening is we did go ahead and contribute to retirement, but the car maintenance actually came in much less, although there were some mishaps, which we'll talk about, which meant that we did spend more for car maintenance. So basically what happened was we did go ahead and contribute to retirement. However, the car maintenance actually came in under. It was actually about $1,300 to get the truck repaired. So that meant that we had like $900 left over. However, there were some mishaps and we had other car repairs. So technically we did spend more than the $1,300 that we ended up spending just for the truck, but we did still end up coming in under budget. So all in all for car maintenance, we ended up spending about $1,700. So what that meant was, because we actually came in under about $500 for the car maintenance category, but we ended up spending a little bit more in some of the other areas in our budget for our bills slash expenses, particularly donations slash gifts and health insurance and cable slash internet. The two were able to kind of like offset one another, so we still ended up spending the same amount because we were under $500 in that category, but over about $500 in the other category, which is the bills slash expenses category. So overall, we were still pretty much on par with our budget, and we still ended up spending the $10,000. Again, because we had a little bit extra income, which was not that much. We just threw that extra income in the taxes savings account because tax season is upon us. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about these money moves. Money move number one, we ended up getting some referral bonuses from one of our banks, and they were $75 each. We got 2 of them, and that was for referring people to join the bank. So with that said, that was pretty unexpected. So we got $150 just in free money that we didn't have to work for. So that was a pretty fun and cool money move. Money move number 2, we paid for and picked up our truck, and it was under. So we had 2 options for the whole car thing. We could get the part replaced, or we could get it repaired. Getting it repaired would cost about $1,300, which is what we opted to do, but getting it replaced would cost like double that amount. So that is why I had budgeted that large amount for car maintenance in the beginning, or just to begin with. We did end up getting it repaired, which meant that we technically came in under budget for the truck repair. Move number 3, we actually upgraded my husband's car. So we now have a reliable vehicle, and we have done away and sold and gotten rid of my husband's former car that had us broke down. Move number 4, we actually opened up some credit union accounts. We have a checking account now and a savings account, and a lot of these moves will make more sense as we talk about the mishaps, because basically the mishaps yielded some of these money moves. We hear that keeping large chunks of money, large amounts of money is typically better in like a credit union account. So that is what prompted that. Move number 5, we canceled cable. Can we believe it? Our cable bill was out of control, so we had to make a boss decision, an executive decision, and we decided to cut the cord. So we no longer have cable. Actually, we have it for like another day or two, and then it's gonna be cut off. Move number 6, we actually called my husband's insurance company to see about lowering his insurance because it was pretty high, and we just really couldn't figure out why, because like our income hadn't changed, and we just really couldn't figure out why. So apparently we like missed open enrollment, and that was the chance to like upgrade documents and update documents and such. So with that being said, we called and we spoke to them, or he spoke to them, and he got it all squared away. So his insurance is pretty much the same amount that it was before it went up. Move number 7, we did send the $3,000 to our financial advisor to put in a joint brokerage account and in our Roth IRA. So super excited about that. As you know, we are officially joining the FIRE movement. So that was our, like real first step into, joining the FIRE movement and making steps towards retiring early. On top of the $3,000, my husband did a little dibbling and dabbling with investing and whatnot through Robinhood. So yeah, $3,000 plus went towards additional investing. Move number 8, I found out that I had gotten an accidental second Christmas bonus from the month of December. I'll be honest, I didn't notice it on my check whatsoever. We were out, so I didn't have a physical check to look at. I just saw the direct deposit. It really didn't look real bonusy to me, but apparently, whenever we returned to work early January, we learned that some of us, or all of us, had gotten second bonuses that we weren't supposed to get, but they didn't take them away because that would be mean apparently. So that was fun. Move number 9, I have started an LV bag fund. Now, this really was like out the blue. I was just thinking, like, I get paid from a few different brands, one in particular through PayPal, and I literally never check the account because it just doesn't even register. Like, I don't get a notification or anything because I don't have my notifications turned on. So, months will go by and I'll check that account and I'll see like hundreds and hundreds of dollars in there. And I was just thinking, how about I continue to ignore it for another year, like I've been doing practically for the past year, and I just let that build up, and then at the end of the year, or whenever I have enough to purchase my dream LV bag, then I can purchase it. Who knows if I'm gonna purchase the LV bag, but I just figure it could be like a fun push present to myself. Now, I don't really know if I'm gonna buy this LV bag, but I think that saving up the money slowly and just having it there, if I do want to purchase it, will make me purchasing it that much more likely, because just randomly purchasing a bag over $1,000, almost $2,000 is not going to happen. So maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll have to see. Move number 10, we have found a new cell phone service. Well, let me put it to you like this. I have been researching cell phone providers. Again, we pay $86.50 for our cell phones, and that's for both of them together. So I'd been looking to see if there was something out there that I had not learned about or heard about that would offer us plans for like, I don't know, $35 a month, because that would make switching worthwhile. And I have found a few of them. So hopefully mid-February-ish, we will have a new cell phone service provider. Perhaps, of course, I will be bringing you guys a video or an update on that if it happens, especially after I've used the service perhaps. So stay tuned on that. Those are the 10 like really cool and fun things that took place in the month of January. Let's go ahead and talk about some ish that hit the fan. Mishap number 1, my husband's car broke down on our 7-hour road trip. We were 2 hours into the road trip and it wouldn't start, and we had someplace to be, aka it's our destination. So we had to get that car towed through our insurance and whatnot, and we had to rent a car, and it was just a whole thing. It wasn't very stressful, really stressful at all. The only thing we were kind of pressed for time because we needed to get to A, B, C, and D and do all of that before stuff started closing, which was around like 5 and 6, like around that time. So a little bit pressed for time, but it wasn't too bad. But that was a very unfortunate event. Mishap number 2, we had a large car repair, but not only that, we had other car repairs. My husband had gotten something else repaired on his car before it broke down, and then he had gotten something done to his car before it broke down, and we just had like a number of car repairs in the month of January, and they were all unfortunate events. Mishap number 3, I had a lot of regret about not having a car fund. You guys know that one of our goals for this year was to save up like $10,000 so that we could use that towards, I don't know, like a baby fund or even a car fund. More so like the car side of things, because by the time that we get pregnant, which we are aiming for maybe the end of this year, I wouldn't really like have the kid until almost the end of next year. So we wouldn't really need to have all of that money saved up for, baby related things. We could still be saving up throughout the pregnancy. So it was more so going to be like a car fund. However, we don't have one. And so I was just really beating myself up a whole lot about not having a fund dedicated to a car, whenever we already knew that my husband's previous car was 20 years old and was going to break down eventually. And so when that happened, luckily we got to get his grandma's car for free, but that car really wasn't that great either, and we've since gotten rid of it. But yeah, I was just really beating myself up about not having a car fund. Mishap number 4, our cable/internet bill went up so much because our contract or what have you, well, not our contract, but like our promo had ended, but not for the internet part, but for the cable part. And so that was very frustrating, very annoying. My husband literally just watches TV for recreation. We've always paid, $50 or so for him to have whatever channels that he wants, basically sports channel. So that was just super annoying because I was trying really hard to get another promo or just try to get it down, and they were just offering $20 off, which wasn't going to do much for me. So, that's why we ended up having to cancel cable. So in reality, it was a money move, but also kind of like a money mishap, because we've spent some time searching high and low for what other little streaming service he can get. I think we've landed on Sling perhaps, but yeah, that was just a headache, and I just really wished we could have gotten another promo, because paying $129 or $120 and change for cable and internet wasn't that bad to us. Mishap number 5, one of our bank accounts was suspended. There was a large deposit into the account and the bank didn't like that, and I did some research. I was doing a lot of research about banks, and apparently they can just shut you down whenever they feel the need to, and send you your money in check form, typically, whatever's remaining in the account. And so that was a suspension, but I was able to verify that I'm a real person and the owner of the account and all of that stuff, so they opened it back up. But mishap number 6, they eventually closed the account like a week later, I guess for the same reason. I was super confused, but we chatted and worked it out, and they opened up the account again. Money though has been removed from the account, and it will just serve as I'll still keep the account, but large chunks of money won't go in there and large chunks of money won't stay in there. Mishap number 8, I got a huge medical bill, like $1,600. I have 2 days left to pay it, so I'm gonna pay that. Mishap number 8 is that we actually ended up reducing our retirement contribution for the month of February. So I emailed our financial advisor and told him what we would like for him to withdraw for the month of February, which is actually gonna be slightly less, perhaps. We could end up, if we earn more money, sending additional money. So it might end up being the same in the end, but as of right now, the auto draft is going to be less than what we were originally hoping for. Mishap number 9 is that we did pay unnecessary money to my husband's health insurance, because had we been more proactive, which I remember, I was going through our mail the other day and I found the letter where it said that he needed to do whatever he needed to do back during open enrollment. We just kind of skipped over that and we just completely didn't do it. So that was unnecessary money because we could have been getting the rate that he is now getting if we were proactive. Mishap number 10 is that we paid an annual membership fee for this little thing that my husband is some kind of like subscription service that my husband uses for his DJing, because he does DJ on the side sometimes, or you know, will dibble and dabble. But because he didn't have any gigs last year, paying that subscription just seemed a little bit lame to me, because the DJing business didn't bring in any money, I don't think, to my knowledge, in 2020, definitely considering it was a pandemic, although he can do like some online mixes and like things like that. So yeah, just kind of seemed silly to pay it, but it was technically paid in January of this year, so maybe he will have some kind of like online gig or something this year, so that he's not in the negative with the DJing side hustle business. But that just like threw me off guard and it was just kind of annoying. Those are the 10 money moves and the 10 money mishaps that took place in our financial picture for the month of January. Hopefully I don't have as many to report in the month of February, but you just never know. So that is it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I would love to know a money move or mishap that took place in your life in the month of January. Leave those down in the comment section if you wish. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.